the answers, no answers. I could find you, I could find
From the Sporting News Studios, this is Hot Corner with your host, Matt Latevsky.
I got all the answers, all the answers. I could find you, I could find all the answers. If you let me get it close and study you.
Back at it for another big week. Fantasy baseball. Everyone loves it. Everyone in America. Everyone plays it. It's sweeping the nation. This podcast is sweeping the nation.
Is it?
Nope. All right. Sporting News, senior fantasy editor Matt Latevsky here, along with DAZN employee, fantasy baseball enthusiast Eric Ferreira.
I really want an upgraded title.
Nope. No, because you know what? We almost had one after last week where our weekend streaming was on point, and then, 2 weeks ago, and last week it was bad.
Because what's happening is you're doing exactly what I said we were going to do, which is you have one good time, and then you just don't know when to stop.
No,
You get a little loose.
No, but last week's picks were fine. They just didn't work out. We both agreed on.
Is that a thing?
We both agreed. No, good process. That garbage. No, we both agreed on Pablo Lopez, and then watched him give up 8 runs in the first inning.
Right.
At 7 p.m.
Right.
on Friday. And just, that's
blow
it.
up the whole spreadsheet.
Rest of the weekend's done.
Right.
It's all rude. Anyway, we'll get into our weekend streaming picks. We got another fake theme song we don't actually have it, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we haven't paid for any rights yet.
Oh, God, no. And we couldn't make it even if we knew how to do it. We're not talented enough. But we'll get to that later. We'll get to our advanced stat that we do deep dive into. We'll get into the closers. We always get into that stuff, but we start with the waiver pickups. And when I was, we kind of lamented last week. We didn't really find a lot of guys we liked after a good week the week before. I really feel like this week's a return to our roots, our crap bag roots.
There are some crap bags here.
Oh, there are crap bags. Now, there's some exciting young
There's some
players.
exciting. There's some old and boring.
But there are some crap bags.
There's definitely...
I know who you're looking at.
There's 2 to 4 crap bags on the list, for sure.
There's 2 that just scream crap bag. We'll get to them in a second. Let's start with the fun guys. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Let's start with the fun guys. 2 young players called up on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. I believe it was both of their major league debuts, right?
I think so.
Yeah. First one for the Brewers, top prospect, second baseman, Keston Hiura. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
It's also good they called these guys up the night before we're taping a podcast, right? So it's
Makes
like we
easier.
can make us sound really timely.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're already up.
Instead of us having like 8 pickups.
If you were in a deep league, these
day.
guys are already picked up. So maybe it's not. Maybe we needed it to be even earlier.
Yep.
But anyway, Keston Hiura, AAA this year, 333 average, 408 OBP, 698 slugging, 11 dingers, 4 steals. Last year, between high A and double A, 13 homers, 15 steals in 123 games. Everyone loves this guy. Travis Shaw's hurt and has just been awful this year. Back-to-back 30-homer seasons. Now he's terrible.
Yeah, well, he got hit by a pitch in his wrist,
right.
On his wrist in April.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a little bit of that.
But now Moose goes back to third.
He's not good anymore. I don't know.
But yeah, well, the funny thing is, you always say, okay, Hernan Perez is around to fill in, but they're going with the future right now.
They're all in.
What do you think of this guy?
I definitely like that there's second base is wide open for him. Mm-hmm. Good park. I mean, you mentioned all the stats. He's got seems to be a nice little all-around hitter. Mm-hmm. Hits for some average, a little bit of pop, good speed.
He's probably going to be hitting not in a great... What did he hit last night?
Last night he hit...
I should have checked.
I know. It's funny because I wrote it down for Mercado.
Uh-huh.
I had it. He hit 6, but I forget. I think he was probably 7 or 8.
I'll check.
No, I like him. I like his...
He's hitting 7.
I like his team. I like that he's got a spot to play in the lineup.
7's kind of a no man's land.
The only thing I don't love... it's not even that I don't love it. I don't know if he's going to move the needle anywhere.
Yeah.
But he's good at everything.
He's a little bit of everything.
It's more of if you need a middle infielder, if you need a second baseman, that's great. If as a util, I don't know. There's probably a veteran on the waiver wire that's going to help you more than a util.
So we talked about this a couple weeks ago with Senzel, where we were like, we don't know if he moves the needle anywhere. But I feel like there was a rush.
He came out hot.
Well, he did come out hot. There was a rush to pick him up, though.
Right.
And Hiura's just kind of okay, maybe. I don't know. I didn't feel the same amount of
heat. Is better or worse than Carter Ty Boom, who came up, hit I think 2 homers real quick, but then really didn't do anything.
But Hyer is, I think, more seasoned and more ready. I don't know if he's going to slot in the rest of the year now, but maybe.
I mean, I'm sure he's going to have to play well. Yeah, because like you said, they do have Perez.
Yeah. Well, there's always dudes.
Shaw could come back.
Right.
They obviously could make trades. They're a good team. They need to play the best guys.
Right. So he's interesting. I think worth a pickup in most formats, but shallow leagues probably don't have to. Like you said, there's other guys on the wire. All right, another guy, young guy, Oscar Mercado.
This guy sounds good, man.
Oscar Mercado sounds good.
He sounds really good at baseball.
Yeah, he's 24 with the Indians. Had a big spring. You look at the minor league numbers this year, 294, 396, 496, good. The year before at AAA was decent with the Cardinals, not so great with the Indians. But this guy's a speedster.
Big speed.
Who has some pop.
Yeah, a little bit of pop.
A little bit.
And he's got room to play. Another guy, there's room in Cleveland to play the outfield.
They've been begging for outfielders all year.
So, I mean, it's his, if he wants to or if he can hit and win the job, there's room there.
So he struck out 3 times last night.
Okay.
That's fine. First game. But one thing that's interesting about him, pretty good walk rates the last couple years in AAA. And we always know with those speedsters, it's just you got to get on base. I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but you can't steal first base.
No, I believe I've heard it on this podcast.
Yeah.
I think you heard it on this podcast.
Maybe.
Because I said it.
I don't pay attention when you talk most of the time.
Cool.
But if he can walk and he can keep that up and, just be a
If he can walk, he can run.
Hitter. Yeah, because the batting averages are, they're not great from AAA.
I mean, I never
or from the minors.
A lot of these prospect guys, right when they come up for batting average. I'm hoping they can do something
it's been better. Don't get me wrong. 2017, 287. 2018, 285 with the Cardinals, 252 with the Indians.
But I'm never, are you ever expecting these kinds of guys to come up in their first half year and hit 290?
No. I'm not expecting, but it's just if they're that low in the minors, then I'm thinking, it might be 220.
Unless they like when the lights turn on.
Maybe. And he's 24. He's not young. You'd almost expect him to be a little better. So for a guy who's primarily a speed guy, runs guy, he's going to need to get on base. I'm a little worried, but there's no doubt if you need steals, you're going to pick this guy up.
Why not?
Why not? But here's another guy.
I don't like where he's hitting in the lineup for steals, but I guess that lineup it's not like everyone's getting on base.
Right.
So
I'm going to skip ahead from what we got on the list because we're just going to keep it going with the steals thing.
Okay.
Malik Smith.
Yep.
And so here's a guy, I would say, pretty well thought of before the season. Mm-hmm. I know I was talking about him hey, this is.
He was in our 50 steal crew.
Yeah. This is one of those guys, and just a horrible start to the year. Horrible start, gets sent down. He's hitting 165, 255. Last year he hit 296, 367 OBP. So I think now he's off the radar a little bit, right? He's in the minors, but he's coming back up soon. He's been killing it in AAA, which is what you like to see. He should. He should kill it in AAA. He'll be back up soon, and he's that dude that we've seen steal 40 bases before. And now instead of spending, where'd he go in drafts? 8th round, 9th, 10th, wherever he went. Now you can get him for free, possibly, if he's just sitting on your waiver wire. So he's the kind of guy, the Mariners are coming back to earth in a major way. They were never that good. I'm not surprised by that at all. But still, they've shown me enough to know they got offense.
Oh, they definitely have offense.
Seager's going to be coming back. Maybe they start trading guys at a certain point, like Edwin and whatnot, but...
They definitely have offense, at least in terms of popping some out. When you think about Bruce, Vogelbach, Encarnacion, and then the Santana and Haniger are just good hitters, right?
So, Smith's probably going to be a 9 hitter.
Well, it's like him and Gordon, right? Who gets 1, who gets 9?
Flip-flop, whatever. I don't know exactly, but there's his BABIP before he got sent down was 234, which is crazy for a guy, A, with his talent, and B, with his speed. So this is a guy that I'm all about investing in. Right
if you
now.
Need speed, he's not going to give you much else.
No.
If you need the steals.
Right.
For sure.
But that's what he was before the year.
Right. I think people had more high hopes that he was going to maybe hit a little more, but.
And score a few more runs.
Well, that's all about if he bats first, I'm sure he will score a bunch of runs.
Yeah.
If he bats 9th, not as much.
Well, yeah, he's just not going to get up as much. But anyway, so that's a guy have on your radar. It's easy when a guy gets sent down to completely disregard him.
Right. But you got to remember, it's still early in the season. You can still get 4 months out of him.
Right. It is still relative. And you know what? You don't have to take that 165 average.
Nope.
Yeah, it's fresh start as far as you're concerned. All right, let's get to a crap bag.
All right.
Hunter Pence. What do you think about this guy?
He's like not a crap bag,
right.
but he's
become one.
He is who he is.
In the eyes of many.
He's a vet. He's a little hot right now.
He's 36.
He's got some pop. He's in a good ballpark.
Right.
But I don't want to say he's a dime a dozen, but there's probably been guys on waiver wire
Right.
all year that are going to do what he's going to do.
He's playing really well, though.
Yeah.
Really well offensively. And there's nothing, it's not like, well, he has a 392 BABIP. Like, it's 300.
Yeah, no, he's a good baseball player.
298, 368, 619 slugging. We love the park.
Well, because he's country strong. I remember that
Sure.
term. They used to call him that. He's country strong. Probably like never been to a gym.
Right.
But he's just like spent so much time like,
somehow.
Like lifting logs and pushing tractors. That
Yeah,
he's
that's
strong.
what they do. They push tractors.
Yeah.
They lift logs.
Yeah.
Because it's 1732. So anyway, he's 7 homers this year. I don't know. He's 36, so it's tough to really buy into him too much, but I kind of do.
Like,
And I don't feel good about it.
Like, where does your roster have to be like, I'm going to pick him up and start him?
Well, if you got if you're
5 outfielders and
outfield
utils? Yeah, sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, now 3 outfield league, probably not. But he's taken walks this year. See, that's the biggest thing that stands out to me are these walks, because that's not been his thing the last few years, really most of his career. And he's striking out less than ever, or at least less than recent history. So I just look at him and think, okay, well, those walks are going to come down, the strikeouts are going to go up, that's going to affect the average, but I still feel like he's going to hit for power and have some ribbies. That lineup is so weird. I never know if that's a good lineup or bad lineup. I feel like it's bad.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those lineups that's not consistently good because they're not getting on base, but they can. I mean, how many guys in the lineup can pop a 3-run homer?
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everyone, right?
Everyone.
So it's like you put a couple guys on, do that.
Right.
I mean, they're going to have their 8-run, 10-run nights.
Yeah, well, the weather heats up down in Texas. So I don't know. I like him. I feel weird saying that, but I do. Here's another guy. Veteran, bounced around. Is he worth? He feels dime a dozen. At least he felt that way before the season. That's Mitch Moreland with the Red Sox.
I'm not into him. To me, he's a 22 home run guy.
Right.
And he's got 12.
12.
Right. So how many are left?
Don't you feel like this is his best? Like, I feel like this is his best year. He's going to hit 30.
Oh, it's definitely his best year.
And the fact that right now he has a 200 BABIP, that'll go up. So he's hitting 235. If you think, he's a low average slugger, I feel like this guy's got a lot of. The only thing I worry about with him is playing time.
Here's his crazy. This is just crazy to me. So before last night's games, he was tied for third in the league in home runs per at bat.
Yeah.
Behind Yelich, Jock Peterson, and he's tied with Gallo.
Right.
Which is insane. I think he's got the 3rd highest home run rate in the league too.
Right.
What do I have? I can't even read my own writing here. It's like 15% or whatever.
Yeah.
Home run fly ball rate 30%. I'm sorry. His home run per fly ball is 30% right now. His career, it's between 13 and 16 every
Right.
year. So it's just way out. I just don't think it's sustainable.
No, well, yeah, that's probably not sustainable. But like you look at his hard contact rate. Over 41%. His soft contact rate's by far the lowest. He's hitting the ball hard. And like I said, the fact that his BABIP's so low when he's hitting the ball that hard, maybe they're just all going over the fence, so it's not affecting it. I feel like there's a lot of upside with this guy.
A lot of upside?
I really think so.
That seems strong.
There's upside?
He's not going to play against lefties.
So maybe the power comes down, the homers come down, but he's hitting doubles and he's getting good average.
Mitchie
and
two
he's
bags?
Driving guy. Yeah, Mitchie
That's what they call
two
him.
bags. No
Mitchie
one
two
calls
bag.
him that.
No, that's actually they do really
Wait,
call him
who
that.
calls him that?
That's his nickname.
Eckersley? Or like the team?
The team, like even on nickname weekend on his,
cow.
like they put the
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I think they just put 2 bags back
He
there.
only has 6 doubles this year.
It's from like a couple years ago. They call him
His career high is 34.
They call him Mitchie 2 bags.
Oh, for God's sakes. Now, you know what? I'm out on him now. I don't like that one bit. No, I don't know. I like him. I think there's upside there. And he's probably going to be out of the lineup sometimes against lefties, but so be it. He's worth it.
Yeah. I'm passing.
All right. Now here's a guy that is kind of surprising how low his ownership level, at least to me, under 50%, I believe, on both ESPN and Yahoo.
It's one of my old binkies right here.
Gregory Polanco. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So obviously he started the season hurt. I get that. It's still, but he's played well since he's been up, and I feel like he's kind of a name guy. Why is his ownership? Why are people so indifferent to him?
Is he like this unique case of he's a name guy, but he's never lived up to anything? So people are like, no, I'm not falling for it.
I mean,
and now he's on. Did he go from being overrated to underrated?
Well, here's what I don't get. Last year was his best season. I mean, 23 dingers, 12 steals. Part of it's the average, I think. He's just always in the 250s.
Right.
And he's not a high steals guy. Like, he stole 27 back in 2015, and it's been kind of steadily declining ever since. Mm-hmm. So I guess if you look at him and say he's a 2010 guy, big deal. But who hits 250? But there's still value there. And he's, like I said, he's playing well right now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he kind of is what he is at this point. He is a 2010 guy, which is nothing to scoff at.
It's worth something.
If he usually hits 250, maybe you get 265 out of him. I don't think you're going to get much more than that.
So right now he's hitting 308.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to come down.
High BABIP, probably a big part of it. But he is talented. And look, he's 27, 6'5".
Should be his prime.
Right, 6'5", 235. Just seems like the tools are there, the profile's there. I'm surprised people are so kind of lukewarm on him. That's just me.
So, Pence, Moreland, Polanco. Mm-hmm. 3 kind of veteran crap bags.
I feel like there's a big difference, though, between Pence and Polanco.
Just looking at my waiver wire.
Yeah.
Like, where do you, like those guys, there's another guy out there who's 8 home runs.
All right, you're in a 12-team league, right?
Yeah, 11.
Oh,
Somerville. Yeah, well, it's Roto. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah.
Alex Gordon. He's hitting 300, 8 dingers. Like, is this guy like...
But I feel like he had a hot start. Now he's starting to slow down. So the question
starting
is...
to slow down, but...
Is Pence and Moreland, have they just not hit their slowdown phase yet? In 2 weeks, we'll view them like that.
Possibly. Or is Alex Gordon worth a pickup like these guys?
Right. I feel like Alex Gordon's been even worse. He's certainly been worse than Moreland and Polanco. Now, Pence...
Like, just in general the last few years?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's been bad.
Yeah, he's been really bad. Now, Pence kind of hasn't been anything special either at all. But, yeah, I mean...
his last 7 games, he's got multiple hits in 4 out of 7.
Yeah, picked it back up.
Hitting 6 out of 7.
What's his own? Does he show his ownership level overall?
No, well, I'm in... He's owned in 91% of CBS leagues.
And your leagues?
We're in the 9%.
So you think you're in the special 9% that no one in your league needs Alex Gordon?
That's weird.
Lexi 2 bags. No one needs them.
That's weird. Lexi 2 bags.
Gordy 2 bags. All right, now let's get to the real crap bag.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Tommy LaStella.
This guy makes me mad for so many reasons.
Tommy 2 bags makes you...
I texted you a trivia question.
He's Tommy 4 bags.
I texted you a trivia question on him the other night, and I should have realized that they were playing the Twins, so you probably were watching. This guy's got 10 homers.
He had 9 when you texted me and hit his 10th that game.
It's his career high.
Yeah.
He's never hit 10 before.
In 37 games.
And, this isn't a guy who's ever...
But hold on. It's not just his career high. In his entire career up to this point, he had 10 homers.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. He's got 20 homers for his career.
Oh, jeez. And it's not like this guy never played before. Like, I'm not saying he was a 150-game player.
396 games.
He certainly saw playing time.
396 games before this year, he had 10 homers.
Yep.
In 37 this year, he has 10.
And it's not like he's in a better part. He went Oppo for his 10th.
It was a dink job, but still.
It was still Oppo.
It was Oppo in, not a favorable part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something weird's going on.
Here's what's crazy. So he's got his 10 dingers. He's got a 212 BABIP. So he actually could potentially see some luck come his way and hit better.
He's hitting 278 right now with an abnormally low BABIP.
Right.
Slugging 574.
Right.
He's not. Here's what's really weird. So if you were to tell me a 30-year-old suddenly started hitting way more homers, I would say, well, he must just have decided to go all or nothing and he's striking out. He's striking out at 6.3%. By far the lowest. He was never a high strikeout guy. That's ridiculous for a guy who suddenly added power.
What do you think about his fly ball rate, though? 38%?
Yeah.
And I think typically it's around 20.
Right.
So.
Well, this seems like a launch angle guy, right? He's changed his launch angle, but like I said, the strikeouts going way down doesn't make sense with the increased power. So something's got to give here. Like, we don't see it in the advanced stat. Like, if anything, the advanced stats make it look like he should be better.
This is hilarious. He hit a home run today already.
Oh, for God's sake.
He's up to 11.
What's going on?
We were taping this during the Twins-Angels game, and he just went yard.
Well, why wouldn't he?
But here's the thing.
He's earned it.
Here's the thing with picking him up. Don't you just feel like you pick him up and you're like, here's my new second baseman, whatever. Don't you just feel like you're going to be the guy who gets 4 homers from him the rest of the way? Like, you've missed out. Like, I just feel like you've missed the boat.
I mean, he can play third base, too.
Well, wherever.
Yeah.
Don't you think you may have missed the boat with him?
I would have said that last week, and he just keeps hitting homers.
Man, I can't believe you hit one.
So here's the thing. He's hitting leadoff, right?
Yeah.
In front of Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani.
He's getting fastballs.
And he's going to score runs.
Oh, he's definitely
And
going to
I know
runs.
this is a big runs year for you.
It is a big runs year for me. Really in
now,
runs this year.
How about this one? I don't know if are you looking at his stats?
No, I was looking at the game.
How many career steals do you think he has?
And so we're looking at 400 games.
433 games.
Career steals.
For scrappy middle infielder, Tommy La Stella.
I'd say not even 35.
4.
So
he doesn't run.
He's a power guy. Okay.
How is he still in the league?
I don't know.
He never hit homers.
I thought it was a Cubs thing. I thought it was a Joe Madden
And
Cubs
you look
thing.
at his advanced defensive metrics, they're not great.
I really thought it was a Joe Madden Cubs thing, but now he's batting leadoff for the Angels with 11 homers.
And Mike Scioscia's
That's more
not
than
even
Trout.
there. Yeah.
It's more than half of our home run team.
Farts.
More than Kyle Schwarber.
I can't.
Maybe the Cubs should have kept him as their team.
He's better than Schwarber. So I can't make
Schwarber.
sense of this. Everything about this screams, because he's a lefty, so you think he's going to get neutralized by lefties. Everything about this screams don't bother. But I don't know. I feel like weird stuff like this happens now.
Didn't Freddie Galvis hit over 20 one year?
Right. So he can't hit lefties. Almost everything he's doing is off righties. So I don't know if at a certain point he's going to get platooned.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not that interested.
I'm not either, but I am. He's such a freak show. I don't know why I like all these guys, apparently.
This is classic,
stupid.
you pick him up and then he doesn't hit a home run for a month.
Right. Or you don't pick him up because you go, it's Tommy La Stella, and then he just keeps doing it for 2 months.
I guess, but then he'd have 30 dingers.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't make sense of it.
But Joey Votto has 4.
Well, Joey Votto has a lot of homers this year.
Joey Votto?
Oh, Joey Votto. Sorry, I thought you said Gallo.
No.
Yeah, Joey Votto has 4.
Miguel Cabrera has 1.
Right.
Tommy La Stella has 11.
11. And no signs of slowing down. All I know is the advanced stats say, grab Tommy La Stella, but my mind can't wrap itself around that. All right, a couple pitchers. His teammate, Felix Pina, who starts but then is the primary guy when they have an opener sometimes. Pretty good numbers. I don't know, young guy, kind of interesting. I feel like he's off the radar because he works out of relief a lot in those long relief roles when there's an opener. Is there anything about him that you find interesting?
Things that jumped out at me, 214 BABIP, 429 FIP.
Right. He's a weird one where those advanced numbers aren't great, but then you look, he's got over 13% swinging strike rate.
If you believe, do you believe that
and he's not walking people.
That following an opener potentially can help you? If you're missing the top of the lineup one time and then you can come in and go maybe 4 innings. Maybe for cheap wins, but you know what's funny is whether he starts or not, he's not like those Tampa guys that pitch 3 times a week.
Right.
He still will slot in that every 5-day role. Mm-hmm. So then is it good that he doesn't open?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, there's reasons not to like. I just like the swinging strike rate mixed with the low walk rate. I think those are 2 really good signs. But like you said, the BABIP being low is a worry, and he is giving up homers. So there's probably no reason to get too excited about him. But I would at least have him on the radar. And then another guy. Here's another veteran, Gio Gonzalez. Finally got signed by the Brewers. Hasn't allowed a home run yet. I believe he pitches tonight. I think. So we'll see if that changes. But his walks are way down, which of course has always kind of been his
Don't we know who
bugaboo.
Gio Gonzalez is at this point?
Yeah.
He's a low 4s ERA guy who's going to have some good starts.
So the hot start, if anything, kind of turns you off to him.
Yeah, because you know what's coming.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like, he's a guy, and I feel like he's one of those guys, too, that he's not even like, you can stream him against bad teams. Like, you literally never know when he's going to walk 6 guys and be terrible. But he can also strike out 9 guys and be great against a good team. He's a lot of trouble to deal with.
Yeah, and the Ks are down. Like I said, the walks are down and no homers allowed. I mean, he's going to start allowing them pretty soon.
Good team behind him for some potential wins,
Good
but
team,
bad
bad
park.
park.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's interesting.
It's a stay away for me.
Probably. You know, he was really good, he was pretty good 2 years ago, and then last year.
Yeah, he's just one of those weird
wasn't
ones.
great.
You know, he's so unpredictable.
Yeah, maybe just a matchup play. Look for who struggles against lefties and go with him. All right, let's get to our advanced stat dive. Last week we did the positive ERA FIP differentials, kind of looking for possible buy low candidates among pitchers. Now we're going to flip it, look at the guys whose FIPs are way worse than their ERAs, possibly identify some sell highs. Let's start. These are some guys that I don't know if anyone cares. CC Sabathia,
He's on my team.
3.26 ERA, 6.30 FIP.
Doesn't look good.
No, nice story though. Zach Davies, 1.54 ERA, 3.64 FIP.
Little more into him than CC, I feel like.
I mean,
It's also because it's a pretty good FIP, right?
right.
So it's like
that's just it. Some of these are like that. I think I even left off a couple guys who are like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just the main thing is that I mean, I think anyone who has Zach Davies knows he's not a 1.54 ERA.
I even go
pitcher.
back to CC. Like
Yeah.
the 630 FIP is probably
Right.
too high. I feel like he kind of is who he is too.
He feels like a 4.3 guy.
Yeah, like but he grinds. He's
Not-
got a
not
good.
40
He's got
time.
a good offense behind him. He's probably a matchup play.
Yeah.
I'm kind of riding him out on mine.
Right.
He hasn't been bad. He gets into trouble, but he hasn't been bad.
I feel like he's gonna have a really bad one soon though.
Probably.
Like a 8-run, 2
Probably,
2/3.
but hopefully it's a predictable matchup in a bad
Hopefully.
park, and I don't
Yeah.
pitch him.
Right. Well, all his home starts are bad starts,
Yeah.
but I guess he can neutralize lefties to
I
some
feel
degree,
I
which
feel
helps.
so weird about Yankee Stadium being a bad park. It totally
Yeah.
is like, first of all, if you're playing the Yankees, it's a really bad park.
Right.
But when you're on, like, I feel like the lefty thing helps a little because
Yeah.
of right field.
Should. All right. John Means for the Orioles, 2.33 ERA, 4.17 FIP. I mean,
It's just tough to get behind
bad
any
park,
Orioles
bad
pitcher.
division,
Yeah.
bad team.
It's so tough to get
I'm not
behind.
buying him at all. He's been okay though, but yeah, I'm not buying him. All right, here's a couple guys who I think there's a little bit on the radar before the season. Vince Velasquez, 3.86 ERA, 5.58 FIP though. He looked like he was making the mythical a pitcher, not a thrower earlier this year because even though the Ks were down, the walks were down. He's kind of like a younger Gio, where he's just trouble. I would always hate using this guy in DFS.
You don't know
But the Ks-
he's got good starts in him, right? But then
Yeah,
he's got the clunkers
but then
too.
lately the Ks are back up, the walks are way back up, and he's given up a ton of homers. So there's really no reason. I'm just not seeing it with him now. I was mildly excited about him earlier in the year, but
Tough park. I'm up for him.
Yeah.
In streaming.
in his first 4 starts, he walked 1 or fewer 3 out of 4. His last 3 starts, 3 walks, 5 walks.
I'm up for him in big parks against bad teams.
Yeah.
Sucks when your home park isn't good. But
Right. So Zach Eflin, he's a guy we've talked about before in a weekend streaming, 2.47 ERA, 3.97 FIP, which is still respectable.
complete game shutout the other night, right?
Yeah. You know, you just need to say shutout. Implies complete game.
Oh, CGSO.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know if he. I like it. I liked him
still like
before the
Eflin.
year,
Sure.
but I would like to see more Ks.
Yeah.
Chris Bassett, maybe he should go up with the CC, the Zach Davies group. He's been really good this year, 2.55 ERA, but a 4.2 FIP. He just seems like a classic, cool, not
Just
interested.
no, he's a classic A's pitcher, right? Like, when they're at home, everything looks good when they're at home.
Right.
You feel comfortable. You feel safe. You're like,
But-
I can throw him out there against
But
his
have you
team.
seen his K rate? 11.3.
It's good.
This is from a guy who, even with counting these 4 starts this year, his career K rate's 7.5. So what's the deal? Fluky? Legit?
Just standard deviation. Probably shouldn't be that high. Maybe it should be 9, 8 or
Right.
9, which you're fine with.
So you look at the pitch types, if we can trust these from Fangraphs, it just looks like he's throwing his changeup more, throwing his curveball a little more, and he's cut way down on the slider, but he's throwing it harder when he throws it. Go figure. I don't know, if a guy's going to strike out that many and he only walks 2.6 per 9, he's going to be on my team. But the advanced numbers, obviously, the homers are pretty high. The BABIPs really is too low. This is the funniest number for him. 100% left on base percentage. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not going to last.
Yeah, the other thing is, too, so I'm looking at his game log. He's only pitched 4 games.
Right.
2 of them at Pittsburgh, at Toronto.
Nice matchups.
Really nice matchups.
Yeah.
Then he had Cincinnati at home, which decent hitting team, but in Oakland.
But they're only good against lefties or vice versa.
Yeah. And then Texas, who he actually threw 5 shutout against. So, not the toughest matchups in the world. Like to see him go against maybe some other teams to see if that's
still though with that high of a K rate, even through 4, he's worth owning. And then, but there's a couple bad starts coming. So just try to, and like you were saying with CC, hopefully it's something you can predict matchup wise. All right, now here's a couple good pitchers who we know are good, but you're not going to like dump them, but maybe.
I would drop this first guy.
Well, you're not going to drop them, but Justin Verlander.
Drop Verlander.
2.51 ERA.
He'll never keep that up.
He's pitching tonight. 3.94 FIP. It's not about dropping him, obviously, but it's about, is this a time when you look to, maybe sell higher than how he...
Man, I don't know. The way pitching has gone this year, I feel like there's a lot of weird dudes leading the league in categories.
Like
if I have something, I ain't getting rid of it.
Right.
At least not in May.
Even though if it's like, hey, he might be overachieving a bit.
Not a guy like that on a good team.
You could probably get a lot for him, though.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Still too early. Too early to dump those stats. You got to replace them. I mean, unless you're it's one of those deals like you might be able to get a lot for Verlander, but like, how do you replace?
So here's an example
do you have a strong
of a trade
staff?
that was offered in a league recently. It was Aaron Nola, who's underachieving and whose advanced stats aren't good. But you're just looking at him and say, well, you're better than that. He's going to improve. So it's Aaron Nola and Suarez for Jose Ramirez to a team that needs pitching. Obviously, Ramirez has been garbage. He's getting steals. That's it. Still feels too early. Like it feels like you're still selling low.
That is a lot to give up for Ramirez.
But isn't that funny? But it also feels like you're selling low on a 3rd overall pick.
Right, but you said you're getting Suarez too, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like he's real good power counting stats guy.
But then there's nothing in Nola's profile right now that suggests.
These guys have a way of figuring things out.
Well, there you go. Exactly, right?
I mean,
that's all you're basing it on, which isn't. I'm not disagreeing with that logic.
Like there's research and stats,
right?
And there's also just like guys getting better who perennially are in like Cy Young
studs.
Yeah.
So it's the same logic, I guess. Here, flip it with Verlander, where if you can get a good hitter and maybe a pitcher who's underperforming, you say you got to replace those stats, and you need hitting.
Well, to me, with starting pitching, it's about who is either on your staff. If you have 5 great starters or 5 really good starters, or it's what you're getting back in the trade.
Yeah.
Like hitting, I feel like it's a little bit different because
it's easier to pick up hitting. I feel like.
Yeah. So like if you're gonna get rid of Verlander in May, and you know that he still has 20 more starts that you need to that's dicey. Like your innings are not.
But would you bet on a guy like Nola being able to fill in for him?
It's a pretty good gamble.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good gamble.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, right. So
you get Nola and a batter for Verlander. It's a pretty good gamble.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, John Lester, who I think a lot of people were I was pretty lukewarm on him. 1.16 ERA, 2.72 FIP. I mean, the FIP's still fantastic. I mean, we all know he's not going to finish with a 1.16 ERA. But is this the same thing where you just kind of look at last year and think, oh boy, this is really going to start to take a tumble? Like, I don't even buy that FIP.
Yeah, it's funny. I would probably rather hold Verlander.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Even though you've got better stats here with Lester.
Yeah. No, I agree completely.
And I would rather sell high.
I'd be looking to sell on Lester. Again, even though the FIP is still good.
Sell him as an ace.
Yeah.
And just, take his good stats, bank him. And Yeah.
Agree. All right.
Although I think he'll be
He's
fine.
pretty good. I mean, he's still going to be pretty good, yeah. So Soroka's a guy similar. He's pitched less this year. I think he pitches tonight, too. 1.21 ERA, 2.63 FIP. Young guy like that, we know probably an innings limit is coming, lots of things. I mean, at this point, he's still so young and inexperienced, I don't think he has a ton of trade value.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you can really do with him.
That's a guy you're happy to have picked up on the waiver wire.
You're probably just riding with him.
Slot him in, ride it out.
But another guy, the bad one's coming. A few more, Jordan Lyles, Steven Matt, Spencer Turnbull.
To me, Lyles is still a streamer type. We'll get to that.
I know, he's still not highly owned at all.
Later.
Under 50%. And we've talked about Turnbull before. I know you're not a huge believer in him. Yeah. Those are the kind of guys you can't, they're worthless in a trade. No one's giving you anything.
Yeah, if we're
for
talking
them.
trades,
They're worthless.
Tough.
Matt's, you might be able to get something as a throw-in, but he's not a principal piece.
He's got to get back and be healthy first,
that's the big thing. All right, let's get to the old weekend streaming. This is where the song we forgot, we were...
Stream on!
Wow. I didn't know you were going up a register on that. Yeah, it's pretty good, though. Yeah, that was the one, because we talked about Islands in the Stream, California Dreamin', Christopher Cross Sailing.
I still like Sailing.
It's still a good one. But Stream On's a good one.
Stream On's a good one.
Yeah,
I feel like
Aerosmith.
you're that's almost at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Your guy's gone 7, he's given up 1 run, you got 8 Ks, and you're just kind of fired up, and you just throw on Stream On.
Right when he really starts shrieking, Steven Tyler. All right, so let's go over last week's, though, first.
Okay.
So, first I'm going to remind you of the week before, when we were really good.
Yep, definitely remind people of that.
When we had 8 starts, suggestions, and we had a 2.36 ERA, 1.01 WHIP, 43 Ks, and 4 wins. Pretty good. Last week, not as good. We gave you 7 suggestions. One of them, Mike Fiers got bumped, probably by the grace of God.
You went to the well too many times, man.
But these were fine picks.
You went to the well too many times.
The only pick that I was pushing was Fiers, who didn't pitch.
Right.
And
you got out of that one because I was ready to rip you for that one.
He was pretty good last night, too, by the way. I know that we're not counting that because it's a different team, but he was okay. And then the other one I probably pushed was Griffin Canning, who wasn't very good.
Yeah. I warned you about streaming on a travel day.
All right.
Sundays, you got to pack the car. You got to head out of town.
You got to load up.
You got to head out of town.
Roll the windows down, turn up the Jimmy Buffett, and drive out of town.
Shouts out to Jake Odorizzi, though, who I didn't think could have a 3rd straight scoreless outing, and did.
And he's already given up a homer to Tommy La Stella.
Yeah,
today,
but he's still somewhat mowing. Today, 4 innings, 4 hits, a walk.
But the funny thing is, Odorizzi was by far our best pick last week, and he was the guy who was pretty highly owned.
And we were scared to death of.
Well, we were scared, but also it was kind of well, he's owned probably in a lot. He was right on our border.
Right.
But the big one that did us in was Pablo Lopez. Yep. 3 innings, 10 earned runs. And we both agreed that was a good pick. And,
for sure.
It wasn't. Tony Disco let us down at the Giants. We should have known. Second time facing the same team in a week.
Yeah.
We should have known.
Not good going to that well.
Giolito was awesome.
You just can't set down Pablo Sandoval that many times in a week.
You really can't. But Giolito was great. And then Male was good, and then he gave up a late 2-run homer. So he 4 earned and 6 1/3. It was still 8 Ks, 7 good whip.
That's okay.
But the final 6 starts, 6.47 ERA, 1.31 whip. We got good Ks, 32 in 32 innings, but only 2 wins.
If you pull Pablo out, though, it's got to make him a lot better.
It wasn't bad. But we're gonna do better this week. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 8 again.
Oh, I don't have 8. You might have 8. I'm not co-signing.
You know what? We got 7. I'm taking out this first one.
Please do.
I'm taking it out. Cole,
please don't stream against the Rockies.
All right. They're scarier on paper than they really are. But I'm taking this one out, but I want to mention this guy, Cole Irvin for the Phillies. Good minor league numbers. He just got called up. Doesn't strike out a ton, though. And that's why I'm taking him out, because the upside isn't quite
Not the
there.
fact that he's playing the Rockies at home?
By home, you mean in Philadelphia, which isn't a great park, but it's not Colorado.
Right. It's not a good park.
No, it's not great. The Rockies only mildly scary.
This is when you're reaching too much.
But we're not suggesting him. But I wanted to Cole Irvin, just watch for him.
Watch for him.
Maybe not against the Rockies. But all right, let's get into the real picks then that we're counting.
Okay.
Jordan Lyles, who we mentioned, only owned in 40% of leagues for kind of surprisingly, but he's at the Padres.
Just thought I mentioned, this is a revenge game. It's a Jordan Lyles revenge game.
Everyone knows about that bitter breakup between Jordan Lyles and the Padres.
How come we don't talk revenge games in baseball?
There's
Talk
too
about it
many.
in football all the time.
Well, Verlander, he's throwing one tonight against the Tigers. But yeah, Jordan Lyles. So San Diego, 22nd against righties, 27th at home in weighted runs created plus.
I got him 22nd versus righties as well in OPS. Which is what I like to look up.
So it's a good matchup. He's pitching well. You know, the Padres got guys who can get you, and Jordan Lyles is
Yeah,
always...
it looks like Machado's heating up a little bit too.
Right. Framil's hitting righties just as well as he's hitting lefties.
But, you know, I've talked about this before.
power.
I like to look at the game logs, not just like the overall stats. So he's got 7 starts so far this year. One of those, he gave up 4 earned runs.
Yeah.
The rest, 2-1 or 0.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been real consistent. And, yeah, I like my chances at San Diego with him.
Yeah. Numbers are in his favor. Again, kind of surprised he's not owned more. All right, this is one you specifically pointed
After
out.
he's like right on the line, although
he's about 50%
50% owned on ESPN. I don't know what he is on
Yahoo's about the same.
What's our rule? I mean, what is a high owned guy?
Yeah.
60?
Yeah.
I feel like 50 is literally 50-50.
Right. Yeah, you're flipping a coin whether he's out there or not. Frankie Montas.
Yeah, Frankie Montas. So at Detroit, good park.
Yeah. They're
Detroit's
bad against
27th
righties.
OPS versus righties.
Yep.
Actually looked up. They have the second least amount of home runs against righties, 25 and over 1,100 at bats. The only team worse, the Marlins, with only 19.
Right.
Most of the teams have 30 plus homers against righties, at least, if not 40 plus. So you know, you like to think maybe someone won't go three-run jack off you. He's another one. He's got.
The numbers are good across the board.
He's got
it's
no more
standard and advanced.
He hasn't given up more than 3 runs in any of his 8 starts.
Right.
So I think it's a safe play.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously had the earned runs. Because against Boston, he gave up 7, but only 1 was earned.
Yep.
But still, 10 base runners and 4 1/3. That was definitely his worst start. But yeah, I like that play too. He's solid. And Saturday now, Lucas Giolito. Last week we mentioned him. Mm-hmm. He was 10% owned. We were kind of surprised how low. This week when I looked, 40%.
Yeah.
Is that because of us? Yes, it is.
I still got him at 21% on,
You're welcome.
on ESPN.
All right, Yahoo bumped up to 40. But anyway, so now are we doing the same thing we did with Tony Disco? He's facing the Blue Jays again.
Yeah, he just went 7 innings, just 8 Ks and a run against Toronto. And now he's got him again in a week.
And this time he gets him at home. But as we said last week, the Blue Jays are terrible.
Yeah,
you know,
Vlad got off a couple times last night.
God, I'm so pissed about that because 2 nights ago, I tried to predict the Vlad breakout in DFS.
Right.
Because he's really cheap now.
Right.
And it's like you just know eventually he's going to do it. And obviously he didn't do anything. And then I'm like, all right, moving on. And then he gets the 2 dinger.
Do we have time for a Vlad trivia question?
Is this about his weight?
No, it's about his home runs.
Tell me.
He's the youngest player to ever hit a homer for Toronto.
Okay.
Do you know who he beat out?
His dad?
Nope.
His dad was 38 when he played for Toronto. Who'd he beat out?
Youngest player, only and by like just a couple weeks.
For
So
Toronto.
another
So you'd only
20-year-olds.
be asking if it was like a dude.
Well,
Like,
it is
it's
a dude. I
not-
don't think too many females have played for Toronto.
Well, no, but like, I mean, it's not just some complete
No,
random.
it's not. No, you've definitely heard of this person.
But I feel like if
For
you're
sure.
asking me.
You've heard of this person. I mean, let's not make too much dead air on the.
No.
I at least
Just
want to hear one guess so I can tell
Everyone
you you're
be
wrong.
quiet.
I'll give you a hint. It was the early 80s.
George Bell.
Ooh, close. So close. Danny Ainge.
Oh, there you go. See,
Danny.
that's a dude.
I know him as Danny.
Yeah,
I know
well,
him as
Danny. Sure, Danny. Danny one heart. Half a heart. Danny half a heart. So, all right. Well, good for him. So anyway, but I still like Giolito, even though they're heating up a little bit.
Cool. This is funny.
I like it better if Danny Ainge was in the lineup.
That would be good.
Yeah. All right, so we think Steven Matz will be back Saturday?
We think, not listed yet.
Okay.
And he's in my lineup, so
Yeah.
I'm really banking on him
Really
getting a start
hoping.
against the Marlins.
Well, he is.
He threw a bullpen, what's today? Today's Wednesday. Threw a bullpen Saturday. Everything was fine. I think he might have even thrown one Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Have not heard anything's wrong. They keep saying he definitely could return this weekend against Miami, and it lines up. They're undecided after their big gun. They had Syndergaard last night, DeGrom the night before, I think. Yeah. Tuesday. I think it was Syndergaard, DeGrom, Wheeler Thursday, and then Font maybe on Friday. And
No, he's tonight.
Oh, Font. Then maybe it's Wheeler.
Yeah.
And
every
then,
time I see his name, I think it's Fart, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
I will always call him Fart.
So he's lined up to start Saturday.
So, if he does, we like him. We know the Marlins are terrible, 28th against lefties. They don't, and there's the big thing to me, they don't walk. Like, they just don't walk. And that can be Matz's kind of bugaboo, right? Is giving up those walks, high pitch counts, which leads to short outings, etc. So, as long as he's out there, we like him. Sunday, you're in the car.
I'm in the car, man. I'm packed up.
And I'm like, let's go, guys. Now, you're not in the car, though, for this guy in real life, Reynaldo Lopez.
Oh, no. I'm hiding under a blanket and pillow, not watching. So I actually did what you told me not to do the other night. I watched almost his entire start. Lead off homer.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, here we go. Lead off friggin' homer. And then he mowed.
But it was against the Indians, who are bad.
Yep.
So are the Blue Jays.
Yep.
Now, the fact he already had a good start this week terrifies me.
You don't think he can do 2 in a row?
I would take this guy out if he wasn't really in your lineup, but I feel like let's push all in.
All right.
We already talked about the Blue Jays being terrible, especially against righties. So we're going to leave him in.
This is an eyes closed start.
For Reynaldo?
Yeah. Because he's like off my team on Monday, right? So it's like, can you just get me through one more?
That's all I need. And then you can look at that game log, and if you see 2-0 and a sub
Well, you know what? That's
ERA.
what I hate about CBS. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. They don't do the team log.
Team log.
The team log, which we loved about Yahoo because it only shows the stats the guy had in your lineup.
I loved it.
Which was so awesome.
Yep. Yeah, it could make you feel good or bad.
You can keep track of your streams. You can keep track of just like guys you picked up one day.
You know what my worst team log experience was ever? It was this past season in football, Derrick Henry. Comparing the real stats.
You got none of his stats.
I got 0 of his touchdowns, and he finished with, 8?
Yeah. I swear, I wouldn't pick up guys because I didn't want them to ruin my team log.
Well, especially if you had already used
That's
them.
what I mean. Like, I had already used them. They did something. I don't want to use them. I don't want to stream them again.
Man, it looks so nice. All right, we're going back to the Mike Fiers well. He's had a start now in between the 130-pitch no-hitter. It was decent again. He's got the Tigers.
So I can be back on board with this.
We've talked about the Tigers not being good against righties, especially. So we like him there. It's in Detroit, another big park. You know, it's not Oakland, but it's a pretty big park. And then the other one I'm going with here, I don't know about how you feel about this one, Danny Duffy against Tommy LaStella.
I like him a little bit as like a hold.
Yeah.
It's funny, you got these stats here for the Angels against lefties, and just the sheer fact of Trout.
Only one guy.
Like, makes me wonder why they're so bad again.
Well, but then, okay, they're, I think, 3rd now against righties in weighted run created plus, and they're 23rd against lefties.
So it's LaStella, it's Ohtani now.
I guess.
It's Goodwin.
Calhoun from before, he's out now. I mean, they got Trout. Everyone just walks him anyway.
They got Trout and Andy Simmons and Johnny Lucroy.
Right. Yeah, they're not scary.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess they don't hit lefties well for whatever reason, because Pujols, who cares?
Oh, forgot about Albert Pujols.
You forgot about the greatest hitter of our second greatest hitter of our generation, the greatest clean hitter of our generation. But I don't know. They're just not good against lefties. They don't strike out much, just as a team. They're real patient. It's really annoying to watch your pitchers against them. You had Kyle Gibson last night. You got a taste of that. So that limits the upside of Duffy. And look, his standard numbers are pretty good this year. Advanced numbers aren't as good.
I like him just as kind of a keep your eye on, maybe roster him. And
See, I'm the opposite. To me, this is a pure matchup stream, and I'll take him against a team that seems to struggle against lefties, and that's all I'm doing.
Got knocked around a little last.
He's not good.
Yeah, used to be.
Yeah, he was. He was good there for a while, but
should make him their closer.
Hey, why not? Every failed starter can be a closer, right?
Why not?
Every single one of them. All right, so anyway, those are our picks. Hopefully we do better this week than last week, and we'll see. And so your biggest beef is Duffy?
Out of the guys.
Or Fires?
No, I'm fine with Fires.
Okay. Because I took out
you took out
Irvin for you.
So, no, I mean, just my general Sunday beefs, but
Okay.
I'm fine with Ronaldo.
Right.
So I guess if I had to knock out one, it would be Duffy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I had to knock out one, it would be Lopez. Because lightning don't strike twice with Reynaldo Lopez.
You want to hit a little board bet? Lopez versus Duffy? A little Sunday streaming side action?
Ooh, now that really has to be against your ethos.
No, because that's just.
That's just fun.
It's just a side bet with someone.
That's like flicking bottle caps. Trying to get in the Dolphins' blowhole.
Stream. We need some sound on this podcast, man.
It costs a lot of money.
Or one of our fans out there, our millions and millions of fans, they could maybe make a little song parody for us or something. I'm sure you're out there, fans with musical talent.
I already told you, this is the most popular fantasy baseball based in Charlotte pod. You know what? Actually, it's not. I know another fantasy baseball podcast.
This is definitely the highest rated sporting news podcast, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, actually, no. I mean, if you count football.
Well, yeah,
but that's on right now.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. This is the highest rated. Fastest growing, too. All right, let's get to closer talk. We don't have much this week.
Things settled down a bit.
Things have settled down. I'd say the biggest one we have, well, we still got some stuff. Probably the Cubs. I'm going to bounce around a little bit. So Strop on the IL. And I guess it's Neshek. I mean, he's gotten the last two.
Yeah, it seems like it's him.
I would imagine Kinsler might be involved.
Madden's that guy who says he says it's going to be a committee, but then you see his actions, and he kind of done the same thing with Strop in the past, right? It's going to be a committee, and then he pretty much gets every save up.
We judge by actions, not words.
That's right. You should.
That's right.
Yes.
They also got Edwards, who's been terrible this year and just got called back up. I'm not worried about him. Brad Brach. I never know how to pronounce that guy's name.
It's Brach. No, it's Brach. No, it's Brock. Brad Brock. It's Brad Brock.
It's a dumb name. He could be in the mix. Cedeno could be in the mix as the lefty.
And we kind of know about Neshek, right? Yeah. Like we've closed before. He'll be fine for a while. Yeah. He'll have a blow up.
Pick him up.
But yeah, you got to pick him up. I looked up his stats last night. I thought he was for some reason I thought he was really bad against lefties. He's not much worse against lefties than righties. But we've seen him before. Like he's fine for a while and he blows up. Right. But a lot of these guys are. But he's the guy to own in Chicago for sure.
Yeah. All right, now let's go to the Rangers. So it was Sean Kelly was the guy. Boom, he gets hurt. Now we're going to Coldplay.
Has he gotten a save though?
Yeah, he got a save. And look, so Leclerc since getting demoted, 5 innings, 1 hit, 4 walks, 1 run, 8 Ks. Not bad. He had 1 bad outing, I think 3 or 4 good ones. Feels like he's got to be getting close.
At what point?
But I don't know.
At what point when you demote a guy, and he's been demoted twice this year?
Is it twice this year? I thought it was just
Maybe
once.
It's just the once.
But, yeah.
So at what point when you demote a guy and he gets better, is it, well, he's just better in those situations, and a manager decides to keep him in those situations, right?
I think it depends if you're contending or not.
Yeah.
That might be the difference. But so anyway, yeah.
But I think he'll get another shot probably soon.
Yeah, should. So pick up Chris Martin. If Leclerc's out there, if he's been dropped, I would pick him up too. I'd want him stashed. And we'll see what happens. Phillies, it always, as soon as we get comfortable with Nearest, there comes old Pat Neshek.
Well, it's, Gabe Kapler. He's not going to do anything that makes anyone happy.
I always called Pat Neshek Pete Neshek because when he was a rookie for the Twins, legendary Twins radio guy, Herb Carneal, who was on his last legs, I mean, well in his 80s, was mispronouncing home. When a guy, it's one thing to mispronounce the road teams, guys, but he was mispronouncing home team.
Home teams.
And Pat Neshek came in, it's Pete Neshek. And I was like, boy. But anyway, old Pete Neshek got the last save. Nearest was rested. I don't know. Just did it. Robertson's throwing again.
Yeah.
I believe above ground when it's dry.
With sock, without sock.
Still unclear. So I guess, if you have an open IL spot, grab him. Who knows? I'm not even sure he's gonna close when he comes back because he was pretty bad. But nearest to me, still by far the guy, if I only had to take one, would be the one I'd take. But I guess Neshek's worth owning, right? He's been pretty good.
Yeah.
This is sort of a poor man's raise.
A poor man's raise?
Yeah. In terms of owning Castillo, Alvarado, playing them both.
Again, Neshek's like not a bad pitcher, so if you're playing him and he's coming in the 7th or 8th, he's not going to kill you probably. Could get you a win here or there. Right. It's always bad when it's a committee of bad pitchers.
Right.
At least if you want to get in on the committees with good pitchers.
Right.
But I don't think Kapler thinks he has to do anything for anyone.
And you know who's the same? And they, for some reason, they remind me of each other. I don't know why, but Rocco Baldelli with the Twins. He just kind of does what he wants too.
Right.
Like, hey, Taylor Rogers, go get a 2-inning save.
Right.
There's no lefties due up. I don't care.
That's what I want today.
Yeah. It's what I feel like putting out there.
I think these guys are playing fantasy. They play in daily fantasy. Well, you don't use closers in daily fantasy,
wouldn't matter for that. But maybe they just, they're in a weekly league and they're playing, Baldelli's playing a guy with Blake Parker, and he's like, no way, man.
What did they ask one of those guys in a post game? So why'd you go to him today? Totally expecting to be like, work committee, it's all the match. He's like, I started him in fantasy this week. Yeah.
I felt good. I picked him up. Guy I'm facing has Parker, so I don't want Blake. I don't need him getting those stats. I put Blake in against 2-3-4 of whatever lineup, in Colorado. All right, Braves, old Minter. We said last week, hey, he'll probably get the next save. Who knows? Nope. Miners.
It looks like it's Luke Jackson for now. Pretty good pitcher.
Yeah, Uncle Luke.
Gotten the last couple.
And Vender's got one.
Yeah, but wasn't that a weird situation?
Yeah, I believe it was, but he's hanging around. Isn't it weird, like a guy was really good for a while, then is just gone, and then he's back.
Because these guys are grinders, man.
Yeah. Come back.
Professional
Injuries, they come back.
Yeah.
All right, so Luke Jackson.
Yeah, I think he's pretty solid.
Nothing to worry about. A+ the rest of the way.
I think he's pretty solid, though.
Yeah, he's fine. And then your favorite, the Mariners.
Oh, the Mariners. No, I'm out on them.
You're
I sold all my
out.
shit. No, I got Strickland on my IL, so I guess I'm not completely out.
And you're looking at, we can probably get Brennan for $1, right?
No, I'm out.
You're not even considering
I think someone grabbed him. No, I mean, I was for a minute, but again, going back to our conversation last week, Scott Service said to their beat writer, who I forgot his name already.
Ryan Divish. That they don't have a closer, that they're going to use guys to get outs in situations that they think those guys are in the best spot for. That's it.
It's a classic case. So Elias last night. Yeah. 2 1/3 inning save. The other night.
Well too, 5
The other night, and he's got multiple saves, right? But just when you think he's the closer, the other night against the Red Sox, when they were knocking Felix around, I think it was Felix, Elias comes in the 3rd inning.
Third inning.
So it's like they're throwing around. They pretty much admitted Brennan's their best reliever. Elias is their best reliever when it's like lefty heavy or whatever.
Right. And Brennan was used the night before last in a tie game in the top of the 9th, and then came out pitched, I believe, the 10th too.
Yep.
Got a win. So
if you're going to own someone, you should own him. Yeah, but Brennan. I would not expect a lot of saves.
No. And you're probably going to get some bad stats.
And just to note, even though it's going to be a while, Hunter Strickland has started throwing. He's on the 60-day, so he can't even come back until June 5th. But
June 5th's not far away.
It's not that far away. No.
It really isn't.
It's a couple weeks away.
That
doesn't mean he's coming back then.
It's just in my head when I'm like, if a guy gets moved to the 60-day DL, I'm like, oh, we'll never see him again.
Right. But when it happens when they're in Japan,
I know,
in March, and the thing is, it doesn't take.
He was a little after.
It doesn't take relievers. I mean, this was a pretty bad injury, but it doesn't take relievers a lot of time.
Yeah, they don't do anything
to come back. So it's just a name that.
All right, that's the closers.
You want to talk Tampa?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Well, no, I mean we've talked about them every week. pretty
over
much.
'em. They haven't had a save op since.
Right. Well, last night, just to
week.
follow up, last night they went Pagan in the 7th, in a safe situation, Pagan in the 7th, Castillo in the 8th, then they put on another run or two in the 9th. Alvarado was warming up, and then they didn't use him.
Right.
So I still want to say Alvarado 60% of the time.
I still think Castillo's going to get more.
Castillo 30, but the last couple times Castillo's pitch has been 7th, 8th innings.
Yeah, I know. It means nothing. All the more reason. All the more reason. All right, let's do a quick...
Oh, wait a minute, you didn't talk about the Angels.
Oh, that's right. They're actually on the list, too. Robles looks like he's just in the spot.
Yeah.
He's pitching well in that spot. He had the bad outing in a non-save, but in these save situations, I'm super annoyed by that guy because he doesn't come to a complete set. He quick pitches. He's just dirty. You know, I have a feeling he's a different pitcher when runners are on base because when no one's on base and he can do his dirty little tricks, yeah, he's great. Striking out Jorge Polanco when he's not even looking.
Well, I'll tell you what, he is some heart attack saves, though. Like, not necessarily putting a lot of guys on, but some hard hit balls I've seen. But, you know, the fun thing about him, have you seen his entrance or his entrance music?
No.
He comes out to the Undertaker music, which is kind of cool. So they call him the Undertaker.
He's not cool enough to have that nickname.
I don't know.
You got to be
Hansel?
like a badass established closer to have a nickname.
Gotta start
Undertaker.
somewhere. Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, he started at the top.
Doesn't
I don't like
Hansel like sound like he could be into some weird stuff though?
Well, no, I'm sure he's into weird stuff in his personal life. Don't get me wrong.
He might be a guy who might be
Who hangs out with dead bodies?
I don't know, man. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, maybe. I don't put it past him. Let's do a quick 10-10 check.
Oh, yeah. So now it's looking like, off the top of my head, it's still Story.
So it's going to happen soon.
Story, Mondesi.
Trev is 9-8.
Yep.
Tim Anderson, which was your official pick, is 8-13.
Yep.
Mondesi's only 5-13.
Oh, I thought he had more dingers.
And
Bellinger.
Yelich is 16-8. Belly is 15-7.
Yep.
Couple other hanging around guys. Victor Robles is 7-8.
Okay.
Puig is 7-7.
That's interesting. Wouldn't it be funny if his horrible season, if he was the first one?
Yeah. So those are the guys who are hanging around. Right now, I'd probably say Story.
Okay. You want to make him your official pick?
He's my official
Who was your
pick.
official pick last time?
Who did I say?
Did you say Story last time? No.
I might have just said like Mookie Betts. I don't remember.
No. You said, hold on. You know
who I think I said? Did I say Tommy Pham?
Yes.
And he's 5'6".
No, you said Austin Meadows.
Oh, yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
On
That's what I thought,
4/17, you said Austin Meadows, and I'm never gonna let you hear the end of it.
He's got a ways to go. But, yeah, so anyway, I think right now I'd pick Story. But Yelich, 2 steals away, he could do that in a game.
Yes, well, Timmy Anderson had two dingers.
I mean, he could, but that's less likely. I mean, Yelich can do it on one trip to the plate.
It's true. Well, he's hitting dinger. He won't even be on first base.
That's a good point. He hits doubles. Take third and then steal home. Jose Ramirez, steals machine. Still a few homers shy. D. Gordon, 7 homers shy. So, yeah, we're looking at it.
Baez isn't running.
By the time we record next week, we will have a 10-10 guy.
I can get down with that.
Yeah. That's my prediction.
Exciting.
It's not very exciting.
For us, it is.
Yeah.
10-10, a lot of guys can do 10-10. 2020.
Yeah, and the first to 10-10 is exciting, though, to me. Mike Trout, 9-5. Who knows?
He ain't run that much.
Yeah, why not, though?
I don't know. He's walking enough. It's kind of weird. Like
he's always on base.
Like the one thing I was gonna be like if he's pitched around is like, all right, he's gonna get a lot of steals, but
yeah, he's still leading the league in OBP.
He's good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Springer might have a chance if he wasn't hitting homers every single time he was
fire.
Up. All right, that's it. Anything else?
No, Odorizzi's still dealing. 5 innings, 1 run.
Any more Stella homers?
No, we got a Buxton dinger.
What?
Buxton.
How about that?
And Buxton and Stella today.
All right. Yeah, time of Stella 11. Buxton 2.
When you listen to this podcast tomorrow, you can get live updates.
You'll know what happened.
The Twins-Angels game.
The day before.
All
right. Well, I think that's it for us. Go to sportnews.com/fantasy for everything that you need to know in the fantasy world.
How about, before you even finish, how about challenge predictions? Final starts tonight, you think?
Turbo.
Probably. MTV The Challenge?
Yeah, it's Turbo.
You think Turbo's taking it?
Yeah, that's not even a question.
He probably is, but Theo is going to be right there with him.
Theo's a monster, but Turbo's definitely.
Now, this is only one winner, right? It's not a guy winner or a girl winner? All right.
Winner take all. So it's going to be Turbo, and
then the next prediction, when will we find out? How many weeks from now? The final starts tonight.
Right.
When will we find out?
I mean, 2 months
June?
from now. Yeah, at least.
June.
Be well into June, probably July 4th. They like to drag it out.
Game of Thrones predictions?
Come on.
Yeah.
No one watches that show. All right. So for Matt Tusky, thanks for listening, and until next time.